want you to have the best probability of success when you create new life within your family. You have an amazing partner, and now both of you need to properly take care of your health as to have the best possible delivery. If you are not fertile, I'm so very sorry, and I'm here to help. Following this, you will probably become fertile within a year. What do you need to do? First, learn that balanced sex drive comes naturally. It's a natural occurrence. Every wild, healthy, and happy animal has a natural sex drive. When exposed to pheromones, sex drive is supposed to come seasonally, periodically, when the pheromones come up. And they come up naturally when an animal is fertile. So the female starts producing this smell because she is fertile, and the male feels attracted and compelled naturally by the automatically activated sex drive to begin the sexual intercourse. And so if you are horny all the time, you are not healthy, not for sure. Sex is supposed to be occasional, seasonal. No animal in nature is having sex every single day. I recommend anyone, whether you're a vegan or whatever, or even a carnivore who thinks coconut water is good for you, to completely remove it from your diet, as it creates an imbalance within you, making you horny more than when you're naturally supposed to. Talking about fertility, it also comes naturally when a human or any other animal, for that matter, we work absolutely the same, has balanced hormones. And to have hormonal balance, which comes naturally, you don't need to do anything, you just need to feed yourself a species appropriate diet and rest plenty. You see, something as simple as exercising too much, animals hunt or graze, but they don't exercise for absolutely no reason. They don't go creating exertion within their bodies unless it's absolutely necessary for their survival. Movement is one thing, exercise is stress. Movement is natural and healthy, exercise is stress and unhealthy. Stress leads to a bunch of problems within our bodies, and exercise is extreme stress, just the same as saunas and cold plunges, cold showers, etc. Any sort of culture or extreme temperature in warm exposure. What is a human-specific diet? The most appropriate diet in terms of outcomes, it doesn't matter. You can come up with all of these different theories as why eating all animals is unhealthy and might lead to a bunch of complications. But that does not translate to actual outcomes. In every place that you will find people who went from carnivore, or even, for example, Mediterranean, which is half carnivore, to something like vegan, they lost health. And the same way goes when they flip the coin around. People who are doing something like a Mediterranean are very low in meat, and they bumped up their meat consumption. And when I say meat, I mean healthy animals, which have been fed their supposed diet, or at least they are ruminants, thus meaning they can ferment and filter out very well the not so ideal diet we give to them. Wild fish is even more aligned with this concept, since they eat exactly what they are supposed to, something such as medallions from hair. I believe it's hake medallions. it is very cheap and is a way for you to introduce animal fat, animal protein, animal water that is within the tissues, and a whole bunch of minerals, compounds, and vitamins. The lesser you cook it, the more nutrients you preserve. That's why all animals, whether they're vegan, herbivores, or they're carnivore, they always consume their food raw. They are so inclined to do so. A cow is inclined naturally to consume grasses. Humans are not. Humans are inclined to consume meats and animal products for that matter. And since we are supposed to consume all animals, but you might not have access to a whole animal, you can do the fat by, for example, buying some very simple, ideally grass-fed, unsalted butter. When we say protein, we associate with a piece of muscle meat. But if you have the possibility of getting some organs like liver, like brain, like spleen, like testicles, I mean, for your fertility, how great can that be? And water, meaning the more you cook, the more the water spills out and you lose the water-soluble vitamins. Something as simple as some egg medallions with some butter on the side, you put as much salt as you wish, ideally something like Redmond or something from the Himalayas, which has more than just sodium, it has more minerals, thus it's more complete as a nutrition. And then you drink water after your meal. This will be enough for within a bunch of months for you to regain fertility. Or if you're half fertile, meaning you're not ideal in terms of hormonal health, to stabilize it. This works as well for any woman who has just entered what is called the late stage of her life, menopause. Menopause is often accompanied with these hot streaks. These are not natural. Even though some people are horny all the time and they think that's healthy, it is not. It's not natural. No animal wild is horny every single day. And being hot all the time is also natural. It doesn't happen. It means you're unhealthy, unstable hormonally. So if you know somebody who is going through these issues, send them this video. They must start consuming more animal fat. Is fat the most important pillar of health in terms of hormones? Because all hormones derive from fat, from cholesterol. Babies, which are in their most crucial and sensitive part of their lives, actually consume a diet, mother's breast milk, that is based off of saturated fat and cholesterol. So you know from that alone that they have to be extremely healthy. And you cannot regard the words of doctors when they tell you to avoid them, as nature produces those in the most crucial part of your life. We are made of 65% water, 20% made of protein, muscle. We are made 10% of fat, around that. We are made 4% of minerals. Salt, for example, magnesium, potassium, all these things that you get if you drink a proper natural water that has been not stripped from its minerals and that has not been filled with chlorine nor fluoride. That's why I said consume some pink salt so that you get more minerals that nowadays the water might not have. And then the last 1% of our body composition is glucose. And that's why some people think they need to consume a whole bunch of carbs. But glucose is produced internally through the fats and proteins that we consume. You might eat carbs, that is not horrible, that is not gonna do any damage to you whatsoever. Humans naturally find it appealing, just like bears, to seasonally, when they come up after summer is starting to cool off, when the winter is coming, humans, bears, other animals start munching on all of these sweet fruits and robbing bees of their honey so that to fatten up for the winter. Consuming carbs is not unhealthy, but it is not necessary nowadays, as we all live in warm climates and we have food all winter. If you learned something from this video, please leave a like. If you know somebody who can benefit from this, make sure you send them the video. Whether it's someone trying to conceive, a man or a woman, whether it's a woman in menopause or a little girl who's gone just entered puberty, or a man, any person in any phase of their life needs to consume enough animal fat. If teens consumed more fat, their hormones would stabilize also much more. Their pimples would not happen if they consumed the human appropriate diet. Consuming meat, consuming eggs, consuming butter, cream or ice cream that's just the cream itself, just like the butter, are wonderful choices for you. Some people prefer to just go with the whole animal. Some people like to go with those byproducts, either for practicality purpose or for taste. You do you. I just recommend that you completely steer off milk and any sort of dairy products that contain casein, which are anything but cream. This includes the butter and the ice cream, which are cream. All the others will create all of this addictiveness within you, and thus if you eat for 2 days you are also happy, but after 2 days you crave it and you feel hungry, you feel depressed because you don't have it, because it has introduced a new addictive compound, just like a drug, to your system. Also, a lot of people end up opening their appetite and consuming way too much food because they consume dairy, and dairy opens up the appetite. So dairy, with the exception of butter, of liquid cream and ice cream, which are all cream, is something to avoid. But butter, ice cream and cream, you can consume it every single day as much as it is just the cream itself. If you buy some butter, make sure it not has these lactic ferments or all this nonsense. If it's grass-fed, ideal. If it's raw, ideal. If it's not grass-fed and if it's not raw, I mean, it's still pretty great and might as well consume it and get one or other pimple like I'm getting because I have not access to ideal butter. At least you get the hormonal benefits. If you want to check more videos just like this, check out my channel, and if they are not enough, hit the subscribe button because also more will come. I now also do consultation, so if you want a personalized version of what I just mentioned, you can hop on a call with me through WhatsApp video, and we within 15 minutes talk about your goals. I can give you a few options within what you have in your country, wherever your region, what is that is available to you. You get your answers and we continue with our lives. At least you can go and do something that will actually work instead of trying, not work, 15 minutes. Go to consultation.joelclement.com and you just choose whatever timing and day suits you. Thanks.